Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So my wife and I ran into a situation with family, and we wanted to know if we are wrong or selfish for not allowing our family members to come and use our vehicle for 2 weeks in conjunction with their holiday visit plans.
God, what a jerk, Greg. No.
He's kidding.
Yeah, I'm totally kidding. Why would you think you're in the wrong there?
Well, we live far away. They haven't seen us in a while. We have a new baby due, and all of those are kind of some of the circumstances that led us to feel bad because we do want to see them, but it was contingent on.
How did they approach it? Was it that they're flying in and they don't want to rent a car for 2 weeks, or what? What's the scenario?
Yes, it was a little bit of like their financial planning, and they said, "Hey, we want to come see you. And we're going to fly in. We'll spend a couple days for you, but if it's okay, no worries if it's not. But we would like to use your vehicle for a couple weeks to go around the state of Texas, see other family, and then we'll bring it back and then see you for a little bit and fly back to their home." Yeah. And my wife had the call with her family and immediately said, we really don't feel comfortable, but I'll talk to Greg and see. And ultimately, we were very aligned, but it put her in that awkward position. We're not going to see family for the holidays with the new baby.
Oh, but they said since we can't borrow your car for our Texas tour, we're not coming at all. Forget you guys.
Correct.
Well, dude, that's all you need to know.
Well, because they can't afford, I guess, to.
They can afford to come visit.
Yeah, but they can't. Yeah,
but they're not going to come if they can't turn it into like a multi-family tour.
Right.
And you're not going to foot the bill for their vehicle.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, Greg.
And let me.
I hate that it does make you feel like I understand even the question, Greg, because I probably would feel that way. I'm like, golly, I feel bad. Should we?
My wife is literally due a week from today, so she was hoping that we'd see, family during the holiday. And so it made her stressed out, and we were aligned. But, we just now we're like, well, we made the decision, and they said, well, we're not going to be able to come. And, we just wanted to double check, and we felt like the answer you gave us was right. But, there's still that gut feeling of like, man, we really wish we could have done something different. But
yeah, I guess what I really wish is her parents or her family wanted to actually see this newborn. They don't. They wanted to use this newborn as an excuse to come to town so they could take a tour. I mean, the whole thing's just silly. But like the meta here is, and by the way, you're going to face this for the rest of your time together. Different family members who want to use you guys for their different expectations or their different pictures of what they want their life to look like. Just make peace with whatever boundary feels right to you guys. Y'all get to do that. And whether I think it's stupid or Rachel thinks it's stupid, it doesn't matter. And it's what works for you guys. And almost every boundary comes with a cost.
Yeah.
It just stinks sometimes, man. I hate it for you.
Well, and I think it would be another thing, Greg, if they're like, hey, we're coming in, one of the evenings, we're going to drive and see some of our friends, whatever, down the street. Can we use your car for that night? Or, you know what I mean? Like if it's like a 24-hour thing, I don't know. But for a week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, 5 days and beyond. You're like, no, like we need our car.
Yeah.
And we're actually plugging along with our baby steps, and both of our cars are paid off, and mine has over 200,000. My wife's has over 100,000. So they're due for like maintenance, and we're like, we don't even really drive our cars like that. So
right.
We just were worried like if there is a maintenance issue, and now we're working on our emergency savings build up. Now we're going to have to offset that. And obviously if they didn't have the funds to get a rental themselves, they're not going to be paying us for any.
Yeah, but Greg, this isn't about a rental car.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Rachel said, it's not like they were going to fly there and they just needed a car to get around town. Because then I would tell you, dude, you have two cars and your wife's not driving anywhere. Let them borrow your car. This is, they wanted to use your home as a landing place for them to take a 2-week tour around the state. And for those who don't know, Texas, you can drive 14 hours one direction and not get from one side to the other, right?
Not see anyone in the process.
So it's not like you're going to like Rhode Island and you can make a lap around the whole state in an hour or two. This is like major travel, thousands of miles you're going to put on the car. I guess I want you guys to internalize they aren't not coming because they can't afford a rental car. They're not coming because you would not let them use your house as a landing pad for a big 2-week vacation. And that's something to grieve.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Did your wife call them and say, are y'all seriously not coming to see the birth of your new grandchild?
No, she has not done that.
I'd recommend that.
Additional conversation. Okay.
I'd recommend it because here's why. Sometimes people put a boundary down and they get stuck. And then people respond to that boundary and they get stuck. And then you got two people making up stories about the other side of that boundary. And it's hard to go find an olive branch. And I always want to know if I have a boundary and somebody responds poorly to it, I always want to make sure that they are responding in the way that I'm the story I'm making up about them.
Right.
Right. So are you guys really not going to come because of a car? Are y'all really not going to come because you can't turn this into a 2-week vacation? I just want to clarify. You don't want to see the birth of your first grandkid because of this. Is that what we're doing? And let them be adults and respond back.
And it's not a guilt trip on them.
This is a clarification.
Yeah, it's a clarification so that you, Greg, and your wife can get the full information from their side to say, okay, no, that's really what they're, as they stumble through figuring out their response to it, it's, it gives you a level of clarity and a piece in the puzzle in this kind of conflict situation to say, okay, this is the truth and this is what I'm hearing from them. And now I can take it and
I was recently talking to a young professional and they got cross with a really close friend. And that really close friend bombed a bunch of text messages in a way that was out of character. And that person was clearly going through something else. Mm-hmm. And then there was kind of a caustic, no-fly zone. And it got awkward and weird. And then this young professional was like, oh, they told me I don't want to talk ever again. I said, I get that. This is your best friend. This is your old friend. It's been 2 or 3 weeks. Send a message that just says you miss them and if they're ever ready to talk. Because it gives them a chance to go, okay, dude, I had a bad night. I sent a bunch of crazy things. I hung up the phone. I got mad. Give them a path back. And if they then don't respond, then all of your story has a period at the end of it. You got to grieve it and then you got to go move on from there.
Yeah. Okay. In 20 seconds, John, talk through setting up a boundary with families because holidays are coming up.
Yes.
What is it? Written down, clear, how you
In the Deloney house, we write them down and we email them. By the way, there is a trend now, which is to cut off all family for any mean thing they said 25 years ago. If at all possible, if you can go see your family, be with your family. If you can find it in your heart to forgive yourself, don't go to abusive situations, of course. But if they have different politics than you or they eat weird food, go see your families for crying out loud. And just know it's not going to be perfect.
That's good.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.